Hello everyone, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. Yesterday's episode, where we were looking at the DLC pack, gave me some ideas with some of the gems, and so we are going to, I guess, kind of make a little bit of a follow-up video on 3 things that you can now do using gems. And these are some things that I really like. I'm sure everyone else in the community are coming up with their own variations and uses for these new pieces, but for me, these are the 3 top things that I will be using them for after Alpine Odyssey is done. So, of course, windows. So here we go. We have many different window variations here that I went ahead and mocked up. Everything is within a grid unit, so they do space out evenly across this wall here. So, you know, we have a 4x2 meter window, and you can see, you know, you can see through these, and it looks pretty good. Now, granted, they're not perfect, you know, glass quality crystals. They do kind of distort the image a little bit, but that also kind of gives it its own character. And there are some issues when you do large swaths of these gems to get this effect, and we'll touch on that here in just a second. But besides that, we have a nice 2x2, a 1x2, and a 2x4. So this is pretty basic windows, and I'm actually going to upload these to the workshop so you guys can use them in your own parks, and hopefully maybe make some your own variations so that you can I don't know, make them fancier or less fancy. You can add more wooden beams to kind of break up the windows, add more of those kind of like middle tier supports going through those. You can probably get away with doing an arch. It would be tough to do the wall behind it, but it might be possible. But these are just basic ideas. It's kind of a quick video today as we are streaming later this evening. So the problem that I'm running into is if we zoom out, you'll see this. Now you can kind of see each gem individually and how they are broken out. And when you zoom out again and just kind of keep going at it, it doesn't look too bad, but it also doesn't look too amazing either. Ideally, you want to view them pretty close up. Also, you'll see this kind of dual image going on. This has to do with the whole gem-like nature, those different angles kind of fighting each other a little bit, and creating a ghost image, you could say. And in fact, even when you're up close and you rotate, you can see this type of stuff going on. But if you guys want windows, these are currently our best options, or at least the most versatile options that we have going across there. You can see light, I believe, if we make this dark. Light does pass through, you know, but it doesn't illuminate the window, so you can't use them like that. Kind of a shame. I would have liked a really nice bright window effect here, but, you know, that's okay. And of course, you can see that it's just creating that image. Now, I do like the fact that you do get the wooden trim that's kind of on these window frames, nice and visible using these lights. So, you know, that's at least a good bonus from there. And if you zoom out, you know, it's fairly believable, just not as bright as I would like it. Okay, so that is windows. Let's move on to number 2 here. This is, of course, all the windows pulled off from the wall that I'll be uploading to the workshop. There is, of course, a little bit of clipping here, you know, but that's just to get a nice smooth pane. Your mileage may vary, but, you know, I tried to keep it fairly close together so that you guys will be able to use it on many of your buildings going forward. If we move over here, it is wintertime. So another cool thing that you can use these gems for is ice. So take a look at this. This is a full floor covered in crystals, and beneath of it is an art shape to give it a colorization, because we are using that crystal kind of transparency to look down, and I colored it a little bit darker to just show that depth a little bit better. And I also added some little glass railings here. Now, this is pretty common in ice rinks, or at least where I currently live here in Maryland. There's one fairly similar to this in the downtown area, not quite as basic as the one that I put together for this episode, but it's fairly okay, and this will be up on the Steam Workshop as well for you guys to use in your wintry parks or wherever you might have it placed. Maybe you're moving your park from a normal standard park and making a holiday variant, and you want to put this in a plaza. That is totally doable. There is also a little wooden shack for skate rentals here along the edge, and just a little bit of a step up towards the ice rink. And also this is usually covered in rubber so people can easily walk on it while standing on those skates. Over here I'm going to leave the little pieces in case you guys want to make some of your own variants. You can see, of course, scaling it to the archer here, and it looks pretty good. I like the little simple modern design roof and the nice wooden texture. So moving on to number 3. Number 3, very much like ice, is water. So over here we have one of the waterfalls that I just made here, using a lot of the new pieces, standard rocks and things, but all of this is new trees, new shrubs, and the new waterfall effects for this little pond. And the crystals, just dyed them blue and put them right in here, and you can see down through it. And it is, you're gonna get that ghost image going through there, but from about this distance it looks pretty good. Now it's not gonna show water movement or anything like that, so you might want to add some more of these kind of effects, or see if there's anything that you can do with water effects over this to kind of give it movement, whether that's to inset like a water ride into it as well. That's a solution, but yeah, that's essentially what this is kind of used for. So all 3 of these things are going to be up on the workshop. You guys will be able to download them. I could have recorded doing a speed build of them, but to be honest, I just kind of threw them together really quick. It didn't take a whole lot of time, so they're pretty simple structures going forward here. I just thought maybe I could inspire you guys to use some of the new DLC pieces in interesting ways than just having gems in eye sockets or as treasure. So with that, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. If you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness like this. It really helps me out. Go ahead and leave a like. Leave a comment down below if there's any cool things that you guys are going to use these things for, whether that's crystals, very similar to windows and water at this point. That's why I'm not really going to make a giant crystalline structure, because it's essentially the same as these 3, just in combination with each other, or anything else. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.